Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm actually outside walking Barney, but I just wanted to let you know about this next video that I'm doing. It's a ring pour and it's on a small canvas. I'm continuing my series on small canvases just to kind of prove any technique can be done on a smaller scale. Plus, not everyone has the larger rooms to create in, so I don't want that to limit your art and your creativity. So today we're going to do a ring pour and I'm using one of my most favourite colour palettes. It's not green, it's my next one. So if you can guess which one before we start, drop them in the comments below. But as always, thank you so much for joining me. Let's see what we can create. So here's the colour palette, and as you can see, I'm using 3 different brands. I've got an Arteza, an Amsterdam and a Pebeo. And I've actually got 2 metallics. I've got my gold and my metallic blue. Actually, my metallic blue by Amsterdam is one of my most favourite blues at the moment to use in a colour palette. So that's the colour palette there, but don't worry if you can't see the names or catch them, I will drop everything in the description box below. I'm going to use a see-through cup to do my layering, just so you can see how I take the colours. And I'm going to take one colour at a time and layer them in the cup. So as you can see, I've mixed all my paints up. I'm using the ratio of 1 part paint, 1 part water, 3 parts pouring medium. And this is the consistency that you're looking for. The paint will drizzle off the spatula into the cup and then disappear. And that's the consistency that you're looking for, kind of like warm, runny honey. So they're my paints, they're mixed up in the cups, and I'm now going to take one at a time and layer them in this cup. Don't forget to check the description box if you'd like any more information on the brands of paint that I'm using today and all of my ratios. I don't keep anything secret, everything is listed in all of the descriptions on each of the video tutorials. So, if you're having fun, please give it a like, give it a thumbs up, and if you can, please share out the video so I can reach more people across YouTube who might be interested in this kind of artwork. And I'm specifically focusing on smaller canvases because I'm really mindful that not all of us can have a large studio or have the room or the space to use larger canvases. So that's one of my reasons for doing this series at the moment. So as you can see, I've picked up my cup and I'm now just pouring the paint from the cup onto the canvas, going round in a circle, so a ring pour, just allowing that paint to escape from the cup onto the canvas, and I'll show you the lines that we've created shortly. I'm just using this really small stick just to do a few circles in the middle because I dripped my paint, so that kind of doesn't just show a blob when I stretch out the paint across the canvas. I'm going to use a torch now. This torch is literally just to pop any air bubbles. You'll know yourself if you mix up your own paints with water and pouring medium, you'll add air into that mixture as you continue to stir. So that torch is just to pop those air bubbles. And as you can see, these are the lines that were created in the ring pour. But what's going to be more amazing is as we start to stretch the paint out, as we tilt the canvas from side to side, we're going to open up those rings, and I'm going to do that now. So I'm literally going to continue in a circular motion just to help spread some of that paint and also kind of to keep the form of the circular rings that we've already poured. And then as soon as I get nearer to those edges and those corners, I'm going to tip the paint towards each corner and each edge, bring it back on itself just to use up the volume of paint that we've already got. One thing that I would say when you're stretching your paint out, just also bear in mind the composition of the overall piece. Have a look at where you want your focal point to be. Where do you want that eye to go to when somebody looks at your painting? And will that eye be drawn around the canvas, or do you just want them to look at a certain section? So this part is also about looking at the overall composition, stretching that pattern out, tipping off the paint that you don't want on your canvas, and really kind of looking at those lines. I really want that middle bit to be the focal point because that's where the depth of this ring pour is going to take me. So this is the wet version. I'm going to take you in now to see a close-up. I love those lines that we've created, and you'll see more of those details too. And of course, I'm going to set this to one side to let this piece dry, and I'll also show you the dry version. So here we go, here's the dry version. It's not dried differently in terms of the colour palette tones. If you pick a palette, sometimes remember the colours do change when they dry. So some blues and also some greens really change colour from the wet version to the dry version. But guys, I've had so much fun doing this, and I've demonstrated that we can do a ring pour on a smaller canvas, no problem. I hope you've had fun too, and I really hope I get to see you again in the next video. Have a great week, everyone. Take care. Bye.